Let's talk about the Super Eagles now. We have 25-man list released by Gannett Raw, and you have 4 home-based players. Okay, one is irregular, the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Ikechukwu is the one of Ifeanyi. But then you have Sikiru Olatubosun. Remember his goal? And of course, Stephen Ode, the man, the popular man, who has been everywhere. Tayo, the list you have there.
Yeah, like I said, Ikechukwu has always been part of the setup. He's never really featured, but he's going to have his opportunity when Spiders take on Corsica during this particular training camp. You also have Dele Alampasu as well, too, you know. Apparently, he's developed a lot now. He's progressed, and we'll see what he has to offer. Defenders, usual suspects, Leon Balogun and William Trustekong, they look like the pairing going forward for Nigeria. They also have Uche Agbo of Grenada. Grenada, unfortunately, were relegated. Tony Adams couldn't save them. They're back in the Segunda Division of Spain. Abdullahi Shehu is there as well, too. You have Tyrone Eboy from Holland. He's part of that team. Elderson Echejile and Chidozie Awaziam from Portugal. Cecilia, the midfielders?
Yeah, you have Wilfred Ndidi from Leicester City, also the Ogeneka Retebo from Firenze in Portugal. John Ogu, of course, he won the Israeli league. And Mikel Agu, that's the guy we need to focus
we'll talk about him later.
In Portugal. Al Hassan Ibrahim from Aqua United, one of the home-based players, a main fielder. Then you have
the forwards.
Ahmed Musa, Leicester City, Kelechi Iheanacho, Moses Simon from Ghent, Stephen Ode. That's the home-based player, the most popular guy right now in Nigeria. Rather the best striker you have in Nigeria. For different reasons, but then he's good on the pitch. Yes. Larry Kayode is also there. Isaac Sources from Watford. Noah Serens. Noah is also there.
Noah Bazi, the place for Hanover is there as well. So the middle name is a bit funny. But you have Victor Osimhen as well too, from Wolfsburg. It was good to see him back from injury at the weekend. He made the bench in the Bundesliga. And you have Sikiru Olatubosun from MFMFC. Sikiru, obviously, and still on the list. Ola from Chelsea and Alex Iwobi will join the team later on after the FA Cup final between matches.
Is he going to play the FA Cup final? Their team are actually the FA Cup final, so just give them the time to enjoy and come to the team. No,
let's do the talking points, first of all.
Okay.
The home-based players, before we talk about the Chinese Legion that have not been invited. Yet again, remember the friendlies in London, they were not there. But let's talk about the home-based players. Finally, there's been a lot of clamoring for the inclusion of Stephen Ode, especially, who is the top scorer in the league, and it's good to see him in the team now. Now he has the opportunity to prove that he belongs. He can play at the international level. Let's see if it takes it. Sikiru Olatubosun as well, so he's had a decent time at MFM.
Yeah, he had a decent time. The goal he scored, it's very fresh.
It's still, can never
it's
forget
very
that
fresh.
goal.
Anytime you mention Olatubosun, that goal just, it comes to mind. But the thing is, the camp is going to open in Corsica on 24th of May. And this is not the list for the game against South Africa. And I'm asking myself, are you going to use these guys for training material? Now that we know the game is going to be on the 10th of June.
Correct.
On 10th of June. In Nigeria here at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo.
Yes.
So, 10th, and you have those players already invited, the Chinese Legion and all that. Now, if you're not going to have them for the game, because according to the release from Nigerian Football Federation, because it's going to be, the campaign is going to be like in 2 phases, they'll move to Paris again for the second phase of the campaign ahead of the 2019 African Cup of Nations, before they come to Nigeria for the main game. So they're going to bring out another list for 10th. There's so many questions when we listen to him between
that's what it said.
Explaining it. It says that, look, this camp is for the friendly game. It's not for that. So maybe these players, the coach just want to have a close-up, look at them and see how well they will respond to training and everything. But, we know the NPFL is on, but when MFM will have to lose 2 key players, to go on, just a training tour. You're not talking about the game proper.
Yeah,
I really don't get it.
That's something they will have to like really sort out. I'm talking about MFM and the Nigerian Football Federation. I'm talking about the list itself being, I mean, the Super Eagles media officer 22 years, you know, has emphasized that this list is not for the African Cup qualifier against South Africa, basically. But when you invite 25 players like this to come, surely if you're going to release a list for a competitive game, majority of those players, of course, should make, you know, that particular team. But we'll find out eventually when that list is released. Obviously, the talking point is Mikel, and Mikel obviously is injured. Yeah, surgery a few days back. But the likes of Igalo
is returning from injury. You know,
and Brownie Day as well. So, yeah, those guys have not been called up once again. In London, they were not called up, and this time around, they've not been called up as well. So I think they should start to worry about their international careers.
since this is not the list for the game, so we just wait. It's sense, so we still have time.
Yeah, but then if you're going to draw a list,
today is 9. You have like almost a month to the game.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, okay, this one we'll pick the best from the 25 we have here. Then maybe those guys will join them later. We can't conclude, you know, because they said this is not the list for the AFCON. They feel maybe the Chinese. The Chinese Legion, what do we call them now?
Yeah, that's what we call it, Chinese Legion.
Legion. Just maybe they feel, okay, let them play, let them keep playing. We don't actually need them to be in camp and have a close-up look at them.
So where's the role of preparations? Where's the role of a team actually building and in achieving cohesion ahead of a very crucial game? If some key players are not going to be part of the preparations, are not going to be part of the setup from the onset. That's a major problem. And like I said, I think they should start to worry about their international careers. That's those three guys I just mentioned earlier. It's not too soon, Cecilia. I mean,
it's too soon, because I'm telling you that you still have time. Obviously, maybe at the end of May, when the coach is done with this 2 phase of campaign, you may have more players being called, because these players you mentioned are key parts,
very key players,
component parts of the Super Eagles. So Ogenyonazi's name is he here?
No. Yeah, it's not. I mean,
it's not here. So that's what I'm saying. So
Chinese,
it's possible. It's got the key players. He feels these are my players. I already know them.
So they don't need
to be in camp for that long.
So
he feels these are the ones who needs to be there. So
no, I mean, international management, especially
24th to 10th. There's really not much time. So if they're going to resume come 24th and June 10th, if you check, you don't have much time in that space. So maybe some players will have to give way after that campaign. Then you now have maybe some players coming in. I really don't know, because I'm
just put aside.
Because I'm talking from the aspect of the media officer insisting that this is not the squad for the game against South Africa, and the camp is supposed to open on the 24th of May.
It is straightforward, and Cecilia, it's not a list. We agree. But our point is,
home-based players for training material.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's an aside.
So what's your point now?
All these guys that have not been called up, key players again, Onazi, Mikel, and the likes. Even Victor Moses has not been called up. You know, he's given his reasons for why he won't be part of the this training camp. International football is very, very complicated in the sense that the coach and the coaching staff, they don't really get enough time with the players to build. So every little opportunity that you have, you want to get together.
So you should just stick with these players and use them for the game.
So you have an opportunity now. You have this opportunity now. You're telling me the key players are not going to be part of it because he knows them already. I don't know if that's his plan. I'm just saying. I mean, that's what it looks like.
Okay. Maybe
let's move on. Mikel Agu. That's one of those names that we're not very used to. Victor, he plays in the Portuguese league for Vitória Setúbal. Mikel Agu, that's his name, and defensive midfielder. That's the position he plays, and he's 23. Still very young, plays with birth, Benin City, Mikel Agu. I don't know if there's we should read any meaning into this one. He has the same name with Mikel Obi, and he might just be
not the same position
to take his place. Then Mikel is more or less the defensive midfielder these days. I mean, he's done that for Chelsea all his career. Where does he play in China now? He plays in the defense, right?
Okay, it's been... Okay.
Utility player.
Okay.
Very versatile, Mikel Obi. But that's him there, Mikel Agu.
Yeah, he has made 14 appearances for his club this season. He's actually on loan from Club Brugge. He made 2 appearances from there. No, he's owned by FC Porto, actually. So he's been on loan with Club Brugge, and also Vitória Setúbal is also on loan. He has made 40 appearances for the team this season. So that's one of the new players coming into the Super Eagles squad outside the home display as well, coming in for the very first time. Yeah,
and he's been very regular as well. So he's a regular for Vital Setúbal. So he looks a decent player, but we get opportunity to see him when Nigeria takes on the Corsican national team. The Corsican national team. Corsica is just as a French island basically, and the football team is not affiliated with FIFA or UEFA. So it's nothing too serious, but still, these guys have been called up. We get opportunity to to show that they belong at the international level of football.